So, big mistake I see too many guys going into the gym. They come to me and they say, Igor, I want to build big arms. And I think, number one, that's fantastic. They go into the gym and we're off to an excellent start, but then they do 7,000 sets of bicep curls, maybe 2, 3 little, quick sets of triceps, and they call it a day. Guys, that doesn't necessarily make sense. So if you guys want to build big arms, you need to maximize tricep development. My name is Igor Peshansky, or some of you guys may know me as Vitruvian Physique on YouTube, and today I'm showing you guys 5 exercises to maximize your tricep development. First exercise, close grip bench press. So with a close grip bench press, it's very similar to the regular flat barbell bench press. The two big differences is, number one, you're going to be using significantly less weight than you do on a standard barbell bench press. I highly recommend something around 60 to 70% of what you normally do. In addition, your hand placement is going to be significantly more narrow than it is on the standard bench press. My personal recommendation is somewhere around shoulder width. The main goal of this is to emphasize the negative portion of the exercise. I don't want you to come there, simply dump the bar on your chest, bounce it off, and then count that as one rep. Because essentially you're doing 70 or 80% of the exercise, completely ignoring the actual negative portion of the exercise, which in some ways is equally as important as the positive. At the end of your rep, I actually want you to hold that contraction for just about half to maybe 1 second. The reason for this is we are trying to maximize time under tension. 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps should be more than enough. Next exercise, skull crushers. This one is a funny one because of the name, but that's exactly what may happen if you don't do this exercise properly. Get yourself an easy bar and load up a reasonable amount of weight. Take the bar lying down on a flat bench with your arms directly over in front of you and slowly lower the bar until it's just over your head. Proceed to extend your arms until once again the weight is directly over your head. 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, and as always, focus on the contraction. Next up, overhead tricep extensions. Now, what you guys are watching right now is me doing the exercise standing up using a dumbbell. However, there are 2 alternatives to this movement, and I recommend you do whichever you prefer. The first alternative is, instead of doing this standing up, you actually do this on a 90-degree seated bench. Just make sure that the bench isn't too high, otherwise when you lower the weight, you're gonna end up hitting it on the actual bench that you're sitting on. Another alternative is, instead of what I'm doing here, where I put my hands in a diamond position around the actual dumbbell, you simply use an easy bar similar to the skull crusher. I recommend 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and for this one, focus on the contraction, not as much on the heavy weight. The last thing I want is for you guys to take too much weight and drop the weight on your back. Tricep dips. When you are performing this exercise, make sure to get full range of motion. I see way too many guys going down maybe 5 to 10 centimeters, bouncing themselves back up, and then thinking that they did 20 reps, when in reality, they didn't get 1 real range of motion rep. If the weight, aka your body weight, is simply not enough, you need to increase the weight. The 2 ways I recommend doing this is simply attaching a weight to your body using something called a dip belt, or if you don't have any equipment, a quick workaround is to simply take a dumbbell, something small, 10, 15 kilograms, put it between your ankles, holding it up as you perform the dips. On the other hand, if your body weight is too much for the dips, I recommend doing this on an assisted dip machine or using something like bands, which adds about 20, 30, 40 pounds of additional counterweight, essentially making your body weight and thus the overall exercise a little bit easier. I recommend 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Last exercise, tricep cable pull downs, which are, in my opinion, my favorite tricep exercise. The reason behind this is that you can really focus on that contraction. You can really focus on that negative portion of the exercise. For this one, I recommend you head over to the cables and choose a straight bar to attach. However, you can also use alternative handles such as a rope attachment. The aim of this exercise is to put your triceps under some serious tension for a prolonged period of time. Choose a weight which you can get something around 8 to 12 reps. When performing each rep, focus on pulling down, pausing and holding that contraction for, once again, somewhere around half to 1 second, and then releasing the weight slowly back to the starting position. So once again, 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, but on the last set, I recommend a drop set. All right, guys, that's it. 5 exercises to blast your tricep. Now, the one last thing which I have to mention, and I cannot overemphasize the importance of this. Going into the gym and blasting your triceps for 3 hours, but only doing so once per week is not effective. The tricep, like many other muscle groups, really respond to frequency of training, not necessarily volume. That means that you can train your triceps for 30-40 minutes, and that's more than enough, as long as you do it 2-3 times a week. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you're interested in more content, more informational videos like this, definitely make sure to subscribe to the Myprotein channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.